Hello, everyone. Wanted to get with you obviously a bit late this week. It was an out-of-town holiday week with my kids for my 2-year-old granddaughter's birthday, and it's late and the rest is history. Obviously, you don't have to have this watched by tonight at midnight or whatever. We'll make sure that grade gets pushed back. But I wanted to give you a hello and a welcome to week 12 and an almost done with week 12. Most of you have had your group meetings by now. It's the last week for group meetings, so my purpose is two things tonight: to go through the remaining schedule and to talk about workplace and society. All right, talking about schedule first and all the issues that go with that. We have our week 12. Your meeting is for week 12 is due this week on Saturday, the normal time. It is our last full week of class. Next week is a partial week with no discussion boards, no meeting like, no hangout like this, no office hour, etc. So this week is a normal week as far as your Wednesday, Saturday assignments, and you'll need to have all those completed at the appropriate time that you've been doing all semester. Next week is a couple of things. It's your final. All right, that's the key to do that anytime. That should be open starting Saturday. And in addition, it's your final doohickeys paper due. I have a week after that to get grades in. They're in by Christmas Eve, I believe, at noon. So you'll have your grades, if not then by sooner than that. So really that's it and all there is for our administrative work. We do have a meeting, my Hangout office hour, Hangout on air for the whole class. That is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It's our last one. Would love everybody to be there. And again, whether you watch or whether you attend, keep in mind you do get extra credit for that. The other administrative piece is I need you to email me how many times you've come to either the Hangout on air that I've produced or watched it, one of the two. You get 3 points for each of those, and those are been sent to you and or they're posted in the Google Plus community. Even if you go back and watch them now, I'll still give you 3 points each, but it's an on your honor system, and that's going to be where you send me an email and telling me how many times you've watched out of the number that we've had. We did have one that we had technical difficulties. We had one where there was Thanksgiving. We did not have one the first week, so I believe we had 10 total. Either that or someone's going to correct me and it was different, but I think it was 10 of those that we had the opportunity to be at for a total of 30 points. So a review of the administrative. This week is normal with a group meeting and your normal group assignments. Next week is week 13 with the final and the final doohickeys paper. All of your work has to be in by Saturday of that week. Saturday at midnight, no later than that. No work will be accepted in any way, shape, or form beyond that. So hopefully that gets the administrative part out of the way. And to talk about workplace and society a little bit, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I would really like you guys, as I mentioned, to attend. This is one of the biggest issues in the workplace right now, are the society issues going on. And they're really a lot. And they're big and they're frequent and there's all kinds of things. So I'm going to kind of run through a few of these. Issues are there. The biggest one that I see all the time are family issues and concerns. Health, which has always been an issue. That's not anything different. It's especially bad in the winter with flu and cold and those type of things going on. It happens a lot. There's also serious illnesses and things that go along in families or other things like that. In other words, the life events that happen to everybody that are common to mortality bring everything right back into the workplace. In addition to that, we have a lot of what I would call the issues that are unique to society today. People that are not married, that are cohabitating relationships where there's not a husband and wife, and that does bring issues to the workplace. That would also be children that are not born in wedlock. And again, not that I'm trying to sound like the 60s guy, but today, in today's world, those things really come to pass. You have child support issues, you have court issues, you have divorce, you have all of the drama that goes along with family. And where things in years gone by or decades gone by were smoother, the family adds choppiness to the work because many families are not smooth and are not functional. And even the ones that are have their own share of trouble. So again, this is not an anti-family thing. It's saying that families, perhaps that were stronger, would bring less issues to the workplace. So that's one. You have the whole issue of same-sex attraction, marriage, relationships, etc. It's in society big time, and it's certainly in the workplace. If a workplace has never had an open same-sex relationship where someone is openly talking about that, that can be very challenging, both for a human resource person and for the employees. One of my previous companies, the CFO came out in an openly same-sex relationship, and it was very difficult for people to deal with. They got around to finally getting to that point where they accepted it, but it was tumult for the organization for a while. So from an HR perspective, that could be not a big deal or a big deal, depending on the kind of company you work in, and also depending on where you live. So those are issues as well. The other issue that's there is just plain old lots and lots of work. Families and individuals are stressed because so many things are going on. It's 6:15 on Wednesday night, and I'm still at work. Just broke away from my work things to take care of this. But again, there's more work, there's more with less, and some of that has to do with the workplace, and some of that comes to bear on families. But again, it all comes back to the workplace. The other issues that are out there are, depending on the kind of people you work with, poverty is still a big issue. There are a lot of people that, despite what we try to do, don't make a living wage, or their personal circumstances, such as irresponsible spending, no budgeting, those type of things make for difficult family circumstances. That list can go on forever, but there are a lot of things that bring workplace and society into the office and into the field and into work. Now, again, there's a lot of good things as well. Those things tend to be those employees that are good and stable. You also have workplace and society issues with moving and turnover, and people that are established in jobs can add a lot of stability to an organization. So Thursday, we'll talk about more of these. I want to talk about the ones that are in your workplace that you see a lot of, workplace and society. And my intent is that this is the best discussion of the year. So hopefully everybody can be there tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So hopefully this was a good idea of the details and some of the things that we see this week. If you don't join us for the last meeting, it's been a great semester. I've enjoyed getting to know all of you. You've all done good work. This is probably the best class I've had as far as final grades. Almost everybody is doing well. There's a couple of folks that aren't, but most everybody is. And hopefully you enjoyed the class and have enjoyed the conversation, and maybe even may make HR a career as time goes on. Thanks, and we'll see you guys on Thursday night. If not, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.